I'm still alive and it's 10 p.m. here in Florida on the Disney College program, and frankly, I'm kind of tired. Starting work has been a ton of fun, and I've even traded shifts so that I can get to work more, but I've worked a bunch of hours and I'm ready for my next 2 days off. I am rather sleepy, however, I am left here in my kitchen on a Wednesday night with 2 things left to do before I can go to sleep. Firstly, I need to clean up the kitchen because I made dinner, and frankly, there's a decent bit of washing up to do. And secondly, I need to make a YouTube video so I do not lose 2.5 years of a weekly upload streak. So I've decided to kill 2 metaphorical birds with 1 metaphorical stone and decide to make a video about cleaning up my kitchen. Or it would be our kitchen, because I want to clean this all up tonight because I want to be a good roommate and do not want to just leave all this stuff out. Alright, I probably didn't need to explain all of that. Let's start cleaning up. Alright, we've got 2 major areas with stuff that we need to clean. First, we've got these 2 pots here that I used to make pasta and sauce. And then moving down over here, we have the kitchen where we've got a bunch of bowls from breakfast. We've got some bowls for the beans that I made, and then a colander and the pasta sauce and a couple of other things. So those are the 2 main areas that we are going to be focusing on today. And it is just now occurring to me that this is probably going to be the dullest YouTube video in existence. But yeah, I guess let's start by cleaning up the easier things like my potato peeler. Okay, great, all done, ready to put this back in the cabinet. All right, now we're gonna wash off the dreaded pasta scoop. Haha, yes, we've done it. It is now clean and I'm drying it as we speak. And also, if you have any complaints about how I wash things and you want to leave them in the comments below, feel free, you're probably right. All right, and final sort of weird item in here, we have the pasta sauce that I'm just gonna rinse out and then put out for trash or recycling. I'm not sure which, I'll look it up later. All right, clean enough for the trash or recycling. I think it's recycling, but I'm not 100% sure. This is where the trash can is, by the way. I put the metal can of beans and stuff over there. Trash can and recycling, by the way, so I don't need to make a decision on which yet. Also, I hope my microphone is working and this actually sounds not terrible. It might be just on like the left or right ear. Like last time I used this microphone, I'm sorry, I'm definitely gonna troubleshoot it by the next time I use this for a video, which should be in like 2 days. I mean, the video won't be out in 2 days, but I'm gonna record it in like 2 days. All right, and I think I wanna free up some space here, so I'm gonna rinse out the colander / strainer thingy. All right, should be done. You might have seen it there, but I did catch water off of like one of these little jutting out things, and it did shoot a bit of water over the counter, but I'll clean that up here in just a second. Yeah, just time to dry off the old colander. Haha, this is a plastic one, and I have a metal one back home where I live on Mount Everest, and the metal one's way harder to clean than this. This feels a lot easier. I don't know if that's just psychological reasons, like, ooh, plastic easier to clean than metal, but I don't know. And we're gonna bring this right over, hopefully you can still hear me, that's why I'm wearing the microphone, to my designated cabinet, which I'm not gonna show you the inside of because honestly it feels like an invasion of privacy. There's not anything that I don't want you to see in there, it's just I don't wanna show it. I show too much of my life already, all right? My cabinet in my kitchen will stay private. You don't need to know what kind of cereal I eat. All right, the stuff in the sink has been condensed a little bit, and I'll try to show you right here. So we've got a bowl down here, and then another big stack of bowls. And then over here, I don't want to drop my phone. Almost did there. Over here, we've got like some utensils, a plate, and then another bowl. So still a decent bit left, but we're gonna work our way through the utensils and the plates and all the bowls and stuff. All right, I'm gonna simplify this. Let's do all the utensils at once. We've got 2 spoons, a knife, and a fork. Gonna be real fun. Extremely exciting content here. And final fork here is done. And I'm gonna mosey on over to the little cabinet, the slidey cabinet where we keep our utensils, putting it in here. And at this point in this video, you might be wondering, hey, Scott from YouTube channel Brothers Murphy, why don't you just use your dishwasher for a lot of this stuff? It seems like that'd be way easier. And Fantastic point. It would just not make a ton of sense to put it all in the dishwasher and run it like once a day when you can just wash what you kind of need. I don't know, all of us who live here sort of just use the stuff in the kitchen and then wash up after ourselves as we go. Hence the reason I'm doing this right now and not leaving it for tomorrow, even though I would quite like to. But no, I'm legitimately having a ton of fun starting work here. It really does not feel like a job, despite that I'm working quite a few hours. It just is so much fun. Like, I just can't emphasize that enough. And again, there's a lot of stuff about my job that I wish I could talk about, but you know, I can't. I definitely do not want to break our social media policy. But yeah, it's just extremely fun. And would you look at that? I have successfully cleaned off a plate in the time that we've been talking, and now I'm just gonna dry it. And this is honestly not the best towel in the world for drying, but we're still going to try. Here, actually, let's do this. I'll wash you dry. That is a Muppet Family Christmas reference. Not Muppet Christmas Carol, Muppet Family Christmas. And for anyone out there who's a fan of that, I was Jim Henson there, which, you know what, I'm not mad about. All right, I'm gonna put this plate away. I'll stop rambling. All right, I've decided to change the camera angle purely for variety's sake, and we're almost done with the sink section. We just have a few bowls. We have 1, 2, there's just 7 bowls in this sink. All right, well, I think at least half of these are mine, so let's clean them up. What I've been doing in the mornings, and this is probably not the best habit, is I will just eat my breakfast first with the unnamed cereal that I've decided not to disclose in this video. And then I will just leave the bowl in the sink because, you know, it doesn't take up that much space, and I don't feel like I'm majorly inconveniencing anyone by leaving it out. But you know, probably not the best way to start the morning. I seem to be, no matter how much time I leave myself. I left myself 45 minutes one day, hour 15 the next. I'm always rushing down to last minute, and I always sort of have to speed walk to make it to the bus on time, which I really don't know why. I don't know why I'm always sort of down to the wire on that, but I still always arrive to work with plenty of time to spare. All right, I adjusted the camera angle a little bit to make it more straight. Also, just want to say, the tripod that I use for literally every single video is so old that it is barely functional at this point. I can't raise any of the legs evenly, and it always leads to it slipping and sliding everywhere, which is exactly what you do not want from a tripod. It's fine at the default setting. It's just if I want to raise it even a little bit to show myself standing, it is almost useless. All right, I'll stop talking. I'm just gonna clean up these bowls. All right, and here with this bowl that I'm actively drying, we are officially done with all the stuff that was in the sink. And that also means we're almost done cleaning, just these last 2 pots that I made pasta in, and then we're gonna be all done. All right, I'm done cleaning the first pot, the one that I heated up the sauce in. You don't need to know the entire process I used to make a weird cobbled together dinner, but yeah, this one's done, and then we've just got the one that I actually made the pasta in, and that I eventually did put sauce in as well, and then we'll be done. And also, we've got that lid. We don't need to clean the lid for this one, although I'm currently using it to make sure my tripod does not fall off the counter, because I did need to use a lid for it. I just kind of put it and then waited for the sauce to bubble, and then I'm going to block myself from view for just a moment so that I can put this back in the cabinet that is right here. The thing I like about this kitchen is that there's cabinets literally everywhere. I really do not need storage here, which is really great. I've got plenty of storage space pretty much everywhere. Also, the same is kind of true for my room. But yeah, this place that I'm living, which is the Disney College Program housing for all the participants, is really great. All right, I think we've had quite enough of me talking while the faucet is running and editor me probably really hating myself from the past. And I don't think we've probably had enough of time lapses, so I think I'm just gonna cut to when this is clean. All right, and with this, my mess in the kitchen is officially completely cleaned up. And I successfully turned my boring chore into a probably even more boring YouTube video. But now that the kitchen is clean, there's not much left to say, but thank you for watching, and Nate, I'll see you on Monday.